Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're going to be doing something wild with Tron, and that is we are not going to play Expedition Map. This is just an idea that I had based off of my previous list where I was playing a bunch of crop rotations to get Tron mana, and also this is related to a bunch of people telling me to play Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirrings is look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal a colorless card from among them, put them in your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So this, basically, this Ancient Stirrings is going to be able to find us any of our lands, plus almost all the rest of our cards. It's not going to be able to find Blood Fountain, Crop, Weather, Munitions, any of our disputes. So, in the past, I had been not very excited about it because we don't have a lot of raw card draw. And then you saw, if you're paying attention to Twitter and stuff, I was also testing a list where I was cutting Ichor Wellspring. I think here the combination of Stirrings and Crop Rotation will allow us to be able to have enough lands in play to use the Crop Rotations effectively, while also Ancient Stirrings to find our combo pieces. And I'm also testing not playing Mirror Kinsmith whatsoever to have more of like my card draw and cantrip package here. We're going to be playing this Tron combo, if you're not familiar with it. The Ashnod's Altar here says sacrifice a creature, add 2 colorless mana, and then Mirror Retriever itself costs 2 colorless mana, well 2 mana of any color, not colorless specifically. And then when it dies, it returns another target artifact from your graveyard to your hand. So Ashnod's Altar sacrifices Mirror Retriever, and Mirror Retriever gets back a Mirror Retriever. This combo here gives you Infinite Storm, because you continuously get back your Mirror Retrievers. So you pair that with Golem Foundry here. It says whenever you cast an artifact spell, you can put a charge counter on it, and then you can remove 3 charge counters to make a 3/3 colorless Golem artifact. So our loop here, our Infinite Storm loop, gives us Infinite Golem Foundries. Also gives us Infinite Storm for Weather the Storm to gain infinite life. And we have infinite colorless mana with all of our golems. Once you have infinite colorless mana, you can use makeshift munitions infinitely, especially if you're in paper, to shoot your opponent with your infinite golems to deal them infinite damage. The other loop here is with Blood Fountain. Blood Fountain says it creates a blood token when it enters the battlefield, and you can also pay 3 and a black to sacrifice it to return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So once you have infinite mana, you can use Ashnod's Altar to sacrifice a Mirror Retriever to get back. So you're looping here. You've got 1 Retriever in the yard, 1 Retriever in hand. That doesn't net you any cards, but you can sacrifice your second Mirror Retriever to get back something like a Chromatic Sphere or any of your cantrip artifacts. Then you don't have the loop anymore, but you have infinite mana. So you sacrifice Blood Fountain, you get back the other Mirror Retriever. So now both Mirror Retrievers are in your hand. But Blood Fountain is in the graveyard. Now you have a Chromatic Sphere in your hand. You play out the Mirror Retriever, you sacrifice it, you get back the Blood Fountain. Then you play out the second Mirror Retriever, play out the Chromatic Star, you draw a card. So now these are in the graveyard. Then you Blood Fountain to get back the 2 Mirror Retrievers back to your hand like this. And then you Mirror Retriever back the Blood Fountain, you Mirror Retriever back the Chromatic Sphere, and then you sacrifice the Chromatic Sphere to draw a card. Blood Fountain gets back the 2 Mirror Retrievers. So you can see here, this is like where my hand is. Keep going like this, and that will net you infinite cards. So you draw your deck. If you want to, you can use Conjurer's Bauble here instead of playing the Chromatic Sphere, and the Conjurer's Bauble can get back the Deadly Dispute, the Ancient Stirrings, Crop, Weather, and Munitions. So that allows us to have infinite recursion for makeshift munitions, because we can put, if makeshift munitions gets countered, goes to the graveyard, we can bobble it back, so it goes back into our deck, and then draw our deck with this Mirror Retriever loop here, and then where we loop the Mirror Retrievers and the Blood Fountains like this, put everything from our graveyard back into the bottom of our deck, eventually draw it, and then get the makeshift munitions back once again, and then ping out our opponent. Whew, that's a lot. Alright. For the mana base, we're no longer playing the Polluted Mire because we can't fetch it to hand with Expedition Map, so I'm playing 3 Crystal Grottos. That gives us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 color sources to cast green spells, And I still want to, in my opinion, be playing just black for the land base because I want to be able to cast my Deadly Disputes and Reckoner's Bargains. I'm pretty much prioritizing these ones specifically. I don't know if that's necessarily correct, but that's what I'm going to go for. The other option, the other thing I'm playing here is 3 Weather the Storms in the main deck with no mystical teachings. And the reason for this is just simply to lower the mana curve. It's possible that if you're in a slightly slower situation, you could play the mystical teachings in the main deck. And what I decided was to put the mystical teachings over here in the sideboard so that we can still have access to our one-offs and we can play it in a slower matchup where we might be cutting crop rotations or something, and just going from there. The other thing that I like about potentially playing this with the stirrings is that we can still maybe cut a couple of crop rotations post-board, since the stirrings are going to find us the lands. We're not as likely to have early Tron, but it's probably going to be fine. In the sideboard here, this is basically the same sideboard that I've been rocking for a long time. I'm playing 1 Grudge for relic stuff, 1 Serene Heart in case I run into Bogles, 3 Krark-Clan Shamans for board wipes, 1 more Weather the Storm to round out my 4 in the 75, 2 Scatter Shots for fairies, 3 Nile Spellbombs for graveyard-based combo decks, as well as like Flicker Loop decks, and then my 3 Finger Marauders here. Now, if I had Mystical Teachings in the main, Golem Foundry would be in the sideboard, because I always want 4 in the 75, and then this would just be down to 2. I think that's kind of a flex slot. Teachings is a flex slot. I didn't really know what else to put in there for this specific league, so we'll see if those are good. And that is it. If you're liking this content, really appreciate it if you check out the Patreon, which we have some sideboard guides for Alter Tron, Familiars, some primers for these decks as well. And if you're interested, there's also coaching sessions, which I've done with people, which has been really fun, and they've said it's been very helpful. And we are having a good time in the Discord, discussing the different options for the deck, helping me move forward. And then hit me up with a like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this experiment. If you like seeing experimental lists or not, just want to see the refined lists. We will just see how this goes, and I'll see you in the video. Thank you. Round 1, we're on the play. We're going to definitely play first. We're versus Pelly that I don't recognize. We have early Weather the Storm, some colored sources, and some cantrips. I'm keeping it. A couple different Tron lands, Chromatic Star, and then we'll just let our opponent go. They're leading on plains, so it should be good for us. So I'm going to play my 2-drop cantrip and pass the turn. This plains looks like, I don't know, it just could be maybe, okay, this is either Boros Bully or White Weenie. They discard a Squadron Hawk, which means they have a couple of Squadron Hawks in hand. Find a crop rotation. Let's crack for green, see if we can draw into another land. Then we can get Tron right away. Nope. Star. Crack that one for green. Find a Grotto. So we can play the Grotto and scry, tap for mana, crop this Grotto for the Tron land. Yeah. And then we get the scry. I don't think I want the second land here. And I think I'm probably just going to pop off a Weather the Storm. Crack for green again. Mine. So we find the mine. I think what I'm going to do here is crop the other mine, get my other Grotto in play so I have a colored source, and then go ahead and Weather the Storm here for 15. Tower is going to go to the bottom. I don't want another land right now. Pop off the Weather. That was kind of a sick turn. Really cool. Alright, what do you got? They swing for 3. So I don't really want to expose Mirror Reaper to a Journey to Nowhere, so I'm going to keep it in hand for a little while until I have a sacrifice outlet. And they play an Inspiring Overseer, so it's definitely White Weenie. Okay, we can play out our mine, back to Tron, and then I'm going to, I think I'm going to Stirrings here looking for the altar. Find a Chromatic Sphere, We're binning a munitions or not binning. We're bottoming munitions, bargain, weather. Just take the sphere for a colored source and a cantrip. I usually just say any order. I don't know that it matters that much. Once you're down to like 20 cards, it's gonna matter. Bobble back a weather. Find another crop rotation. I can chromatic sphere, and then I can crop the grotto again to get another scry. Alright. Or I can crop the power plant. If I crop the power plant, I'll have 2 colored sources, so let's just do that. One more grotto in the deck. Grotto. And we shuffled our deck once again. Mirror Retriever. I think I'm gonna... I guess I'll top this. Let's play out the Mirror Retriever. Pass the turn. I know I didn't want to expose it to a journey, but we're going to be drawing another one. Hopefully I can block and get a cantrip. There's the journey. Dang it. Okay, that makes our life a lot harder. So now we have a blank on the top of the deck with the other Mirror Retriever. We can't just cast it into another Journey to Nowhere. Darn. Whatever, I'll just run it out. We're kind of behind now. I need some cantrips. We do have 2 left in the deck. Mirror Retriever, go. Let's see if they have another Journey in hand. I would be sad. So having just the 4 Mirror Retrievers, they don't have another Journey in hand, and they're going to decline to attack with the Raffine's Informant so that I don't cantrip. You can see that I was wanting that. Our best draw off the top would be a Deadly Dispute. Or, I guess, the Altar. Golem Foundry is not very good off the top here. They pick up the Raffine's Informant and connive again. We definitely need to find a Deadly Dispute. So we bottomed one of them with the Ancient Stirrings. Alright, we just play the land and pass. Pass the turn again. Unfortunately, we stalled out here. They declined to attack again. We're going to hit for 5 and go to 19. So basically against this deck, you're always looking at how much damage are they going to be doing with a Guardian's Pledge. Right now it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have like 2 more turns. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So they can play 1 more Squadron Hawk. We need to be able to find a big turn in the next 2 turns, or we're dead. There's a Weather the Storm. Alright. Pass. Let's see if they have the Guardian's Pledge and a removal spell. Right now they only have 4 mana. Gonna get in. Okay, it comes down to this draw for us. They have the Guardian's Pledge. Well, I could have responded, but I misclicked. Draw Wellspring, Stirrings, Retriever. Yeah, that wouldn't have done it. That was close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could have drawn this, and then another card. Yep. Okay. I mean, I made a mistake, but we would have lost anyway. So we want the scatter shots. We can trim on something. In the teachings. They're an aggressive deck. So bring these Marauders. Maybe just 1 scatter shot, 1 grudge. And then Blood Fountain's not that necessary. The reason I like the Marauders is they can't really deal with it outside the Journey to Nowheres. We're trimming down our combo pieces. We could trim 1 crop rotation. Okay. This is sketchy. We have no colored source. I think I have to mulligan. Alright, we have turn 1 Stirrings. I guess I'll keep this. Put back the grudge. So off the star, if I find a land or a colored source, I'll be okay. So all the things that could have gone wrong went wrong in that game. Everything I said I didn't want to have happen. There's the relic, of course. Green. I'm gonna relic my star. No? Okay, Stirrings. Find a power plant or mine. Doesn't matter. Power plant, play power plant. Play out the bauble. I'm going to get rid of the star. I think I'm going to just bauble back the Stirrings. Draw a card. Okay, Grotto is kind of nice here because that allows us to have a colored source. Then we can Stirrings. Okay, Bogles gone. Relics are pretty annoying. I should have left the Blood Fountain in for the Relic, huh? Yeah. Oh well. Okay, they've got a Squadron Hawk. Find a Golem Foundry, so let's... Okay, Scry first. Stirrings. Guess I top that. Play the Golem Foundry. So off the Ancient Stirrings, I'm looking for a land so I can play the Wellspring. Maybe my plan here was not very good. Okay, they get in for one. Green, Stirrings. Looking for a land. Find a power plant. Or a grotto. A grotto would allow me to play the other Ancient Stirrings, so let's get that. Any order. Grotto. Okay, goodbye the Stirrings. Mine, go on top. We can just draw the mine now, naturally. Always yes, always yield. So next turn, we can wipe their board, or do something to try to wipe their board anyway. They will get in for 3. That's 2. That means they probably have Remosian Rally or, yep, Battle Screech. There's a Battle Screech onto the battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we're going to try to get Storm 5 somehow. Energy Refractor. Draw a card. We can Stirrings. We can play Altar, sacrifice the Golem Foundry. Then Stirrings. I can Stirrings first. Green. Stirrings. And a Mirror Retriever. I guess that's good for me right now. Play the Altar here. I'll have 4 mana, 3 mana. Then I can wipe a little bit. I don't want to get blown out by a Guardian's Pledge at the moment. Get rid of my Stirrings. Pretty much expected though. Go like this. So I could actually storm off here. Maybe this is worth it. Sacrifice this. Play Mirror Retriever. I can sacrifice a Mirror Retriever for no value. And then kill their whole board. Or I can just kill their most of their board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving 2. This one, this one, this one. Okay. They're going to get rid of the Scattershot. We're going to try to Stirrings. If they tap out, we could potentially Stirrings for a Mirror Retriever and win the game. Let's see what happens. We're going to get in for 2. So we've been able to find Tron mana pretty quickly, but the Ancient Stirrings has been kind of medium as far as like getting things to do, like card draw. Not finding our Deadly Disputes has been frustrating. Okay, they Radiant Fountain. Draw a card. Let's see if they play a Squadron Hawk. They played a Squadron Hawk, so Mirror Retriever. 1, 2, 4. Mirror Retriever will win the game here. We have 6 looks. Stirrings. Find the Mirror Retriever. New order. Okay. Alright, so we now have the loop. Crud. And they scoop to it. Yay. Thank you. Let's get rid of the Marauder and the Teachings. Bring back in Golem Foundry, Scattershot, and Weather. So we're slightly slower with our comboing, but we have board wipes and a Grudge, some Weather the Storms. Other thing is, do we want to bring back in the Blood Fountain to fight through the Relic? We have the Grudge to fight through the Relic already. I think we'll just leave it like this. Okay, we have Altar in hand, Blood Fountain, a couple of cantrips. I think I'll keep. They lead on a tap land. Idyllic Grange will give something a +1/+1 counter. Okay, so we're going to scry. Luckily, we found a Deadly Dispute. I like that a lot. Mine on top. Play the Chromatic Star and pass. They play a Raffine's Informant. Play mine. Probably going to play mine into Blood Fountain. Just using my mana. And then next turn I can go Chromatic Star, crack for black, and then Deadly Dispute, or I can just play Deadly Dispute on the Chromatic Star that's in play already. Probably just Deadly Dispute the one's in display. Bleh. And probably just Deadly Dispute the one that's already in play with the 2 Tron lands and the Grotto. They play a Luminous Phantom. Okay, forgot that they discarded that. So now they have 4 power in play. Okay. So we find a Wellspring, which is much better to dispute than a star. Just jam that out. Draw a card. Play Chromatic Star. So next turn we're going to have a big weather, potentially. We're going to get in for 4 again, plus... Will they be casting a Battle Screech here? Just core Skyfisher, pick up Rafine's Informant. They could also pick up the Luminous Phantom and turn it back into the 1/1 that gives them a lot of life. They're going to pick up the Grange, play a Skyfisher. Okay. So this looks like they have... We can do even more if we find Tron right now. Black. Let's Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Then Scattershot. And Grudge. 1. I guess I crack this for green. I don't like any of my options right now. I'm just gonna weather here, gain 6, pass the turn. They're gonna put a counter on a creature. Alright. If we get the Tron land here, we're good, but I feel like right now with just 4 men in play, we are not in a good spot. Right now they're attacking for 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if they use the Ramosian Rally or whatever. Alright. Creature. That's 9. So I could use the blood token to discard the extra altar. Or I can go play this tower, play altar, play Mirror Retriever, get back a star, play the star, crack it for green, weather the storm. But right now, if they have the Guardian's Pledge, it's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's worth trying to go for it. Play altar, the Mirror Retriever, sacrifice the Mirror Retriever, get back Chromatic Star, play the star, crack for green. If I find a crop rotation, I can crop into Tron, find a mine, so that does not give me Tron. Alright, play Weather the Storm. I gain 12 here, which is basically their next attack. But if they don't find a relic, and I get a Mirror Retriever off the top, then we can wipe their board with scatter shots. Dawnbringer is going to get rid of the Mirror Retriever. Okay. That stinks. Ugh. Okay. We get in. We take a bunch of damage. We find another Weather the Storm. This doesn't help. Let's discard this altar. An Ancient Stirrings. So once again, we can Mirror Retriever into a Weather the Storm. Land. Then Mirror Retriever. Sacrifice it. Get back a Chromatic Star. Play the Chromatic Star. Crack it for green. So we're hoping they don't have another Dawnbringer, basically. And Weather the Storm again. I don't know if that's enough to actually win. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 21 damage if they have a Guardian's Pledge here. Opponent is not happy about my multiple Weather the Storms, but that's all the ones I have in my deck. We're really just looking for the third Mirror Retriever now. They get in and smash us. They got the Guardian's Pledge. So we go to 4. Let's play Chromatic Star, sacrifice it for green. The Crystal Grotto, scry 1 time. I want that, but I can't use it. Bottom. Play Wellspring. Stirrings. Wow, that doesn't work for me right now. Let's think. Stirrings. Find the Mirror Retriever. But we can't actually win the game. So that was really close. We had the Mirror Retriever. We almost had the infinite Scattershot, but we lose. Alright, on to round 2. Round 2, and we are on the draw. I feel like maybe I could have sideboarded a little bit differently there. Crop rotation obviously never came into play in the post board, so maybe we should have just gone like cut the crop rotations and go heavier on, I don't know. It's tough. Alright, mulligan. Okay, we have no, I think we have to mulligan this as well. We have tower, grotto, crop, altar, foundry, a sphere. All this is good. Going to keep, I have to put back 2 cards though. I guess what I do is just put back the combo pieces, and then I have crop for Tron, and then go from there. These are the slowest cards. We've gone down to so many cards, and so few cards in hand, we have to start. Oh, come on, man. So our opponent is playing Ponza, which is pretty stinky. We have to leave open our crop rotations. They'll just kill my first land here. I don't understand why somebody would play Ponza. If you check out the sideboard guide, Ponza's basically just like, move on with your life. Alright, your turn. They go ahead and untap their forest without tapping it. Smart. Okay, yield to this turn. Feel like I have to hold up the crop still. Okay, they successfully tap and untap their land this time. They're going to play the Avenging Hunter. Getting another land. Let's pass a turn. Cool. Opponent goes into the Undercity, gets a forest, plays an Arbor Elf. Salt. Alright, we play Wellspring looking for a land. No, they're going to bash us for 1,000,000. No, they're going to play an Annoyed Allosaur and cascade into a Llanowar Visionary. So you're saying there's a chance. There is a small possibility that we can combo off this turn. I don't know if it's possible. Get in for 7. Our opponent's like, yeah, I'm doing it. And we're like, no! Okay, we Grotto, Mirror Retriever on top. So we're going to green, draw the Mirror Retriever, crop for Tron, Power Plant, play Altar, Mirror Retriever, sacrifice the Mirror Retriever, get back to Sphere, play the Sphere, correct for black, Deadly Dispute on the Wellspring. So now we can crop for Tron again. That doesn't help very much. So we're going to get hit for 1,000,000 and we lose the game. Really stinks there. Let's see. So the only thing that I like to do is get rid of the Weather Storms for some Fangren Marauders. A couple Fangren Marauders and a couple Arcline Shaman maybe. The munitions doesn't really matter. Like, if we ever actually get to the point where we can cast a Fangren Marauder, then that will win us the game. Okay. Well, we have stuff to do. We'll keep. Start playing out some lands. Play this. And pass the turn. Golden Foundry is like one of the best cards in the matchup because it allows you to... Let's play out another tower and play Star. Golden Foundry will allow us to attack and block. Gum up the ground. Opponent plays a Utopia Sprawl. They're going to untap the Utopia Sprawl and blow up our land. Gross. Okay, black. Deadly Dispute this. Find a crop rotation, that's good. Now we can respond with the crop rotation to another land destruction spell. Okay, get my other tower. Pass the turn. Okay. We're looking for mine. Don't want another Deadly Dispute right now. Play Golden Foundry. Pass the turn. Our opponent's going to tap and untap. 7 mana. Looks like they're just going to play a pirate, not an Allosaur. They're not going to pirate. They are going to pirate. Yes. Here comes the boarding party. Into an Acid Moss. Living the dream over here. 4 Acid Moss. 3 Acid Moss played. What a bamf. Lucky duck. Into a Thermokarst. Okay, we'll go to round 4 or 3. Alright, we're here in round 3. We're gonna bounce back. Seems good. We got some combo pieces. We got some Ancient Stirrings, a Deadly Dispute. I'll keep it. Going to lead on Power Plant Sphere. That way next turn I can go Grotto with the Scry plus the Stirrings potentially. Blue. Fairy Seer. Okay. That's a little bit of a bummer. We could play out the Mirror Retriever right now, and then go for Deadly Dispute the Mirror Retriever if they tap out. Let's see what the... Alright, play the Tower. Let's play the Mirror Retriever out. Let's see if our opponent is a mono blue enthusiast. We have a Delver of the Secrets avatar, so most likely they are a mono blue enthusiast. Crystal Grotto. We find a crop rotation, that's nice. So let's attack. We can play Chromatic Star. If they Spellstutter Sprite me, then I can crack this for black, Deadly Dispute the Mirror Retriever, and then crop this. Then I'll be out of colored sources though. Let's wait till their turn. They're gonna get in for 1. Little Ninja. Okay. We'll allow that. Hacker. Hacking away, drawing a card. Let's go crack black. Deadly Dispute. Opponent has the Spell Pierce. Darn. Okay, play Chromatic Sphere. Green. Crop. Okay, they are tapped out. Mine. Let's go Star for green. We're looking for a colored source. Stirring's looking for a Refractor. We find the Refractor. In order here. Let's go Refractor. That is our best colored source here. Find a Grotto. So let's turn off auto yields. Play the Grotto. Crop the Grotto. A Tower. Let the resolve the Scry. Grotto again. Let's bottom that. Play out an Astronaut's Altar and pass. Okay. Things are happening. They have 4 mana available and a Hacker on the table. So they will loot off the Hacker. We have Deadly Dispute plus Bargain, but we can't really cast both of them. Looks like they're going to Ninja their Ninja. Nope, they're just going to loot. At this point, they could discard their Spell Pierces and stuff. They discard a Mantle of Tides. Plays a Fairy Seer, which means that they can Spellstutter Sprite our Bargain or Deadly Dispute. Plays an Of One Mind to draw 2 cards. Well, okay, so try playing a Wellspring here. They're going to let that resolve, which is kind of them. And we're going to go ahead and Reckoner's Bargain it. Probably get Spellstutter Sprited. I didn't want to use the Deadly Dispute because I wanted to maintain the colored source. Like, having the treasure after is worth more, especially if that does resolve. They're going to let the Bargain resolve, apparently. Okay. Let's... Green. Ancient Stirrings. I'm going to pick up the Golem Foundry, because Golem Foundry has to get hit with a counterspell, specifically. Okay. Black. Play out the Blood Fountain. And then we can just go ahead and loot the mine away. Power Plant. Maybe they don't have Sprite in hand then. They get in for 3. Yet another Ninja. They Ninja their Hacker into Ninja the Fairy Seer. Draw 4 cards. Replay the Fairy Seer. So what we can do here is Blood Fountain back the Mirror Retriever, cast it, sack it, get the Golem Foundry into play. So far we have not been facing very kind matchups. I guess the mono white was probably our best matchup, but we ended up kind of floundering in game 3 there. So they end up letting me have my turn passing without doing anything. Black. Let's get back the Mirror Retriever. Cast the Mirror Retriever. That's going to resolve. Okay. I think I'm going to sacrifice the Mirror Retriever for the Wellspring then. Play the Wellspring. I feel like they have Spellstutter Sprite in hand, but not Counterspell. Let's Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Find another Blood Fountain, which is nice. And a Golem Foundry. Our opponent's thinking it through. So they let that resolve finally. Play Golem Foundry. Play Chromatic Star, see if they Spellstutter Sprite it. No Sprite? Alright, we're gonna just Deadly Dispute this Star then. Try to draw some cards. This does get hit by a Spell Pierce, though. Okay, our trigger finally resolves. Let's see if our Deadly Dispute will resolve. That does. Okay, so now we have the full loop. We can't force it this turn, so we're just going to pass. We already have 6 lands in play. So next turn what we do is we play Mirror Retriever, try to make the loop happen. If they interact with us, we could play Blood Fountain, try to get back to Mirror Retriever. Maybe I should have played the Blood Fountain now, but alright, they were just waiting and biding their time to get the Brine Barrow Intruder into play. And if we do have the full loop, we have the infinite mana draw your deck with Blood Fountain combo. Let's see if our opponent will stack their triggers in a way that makes sense. They get in for 5, putting us to 8. They ninja again. Okay, so they ninja their ninja to draw a card. They ninja the other thing to draw more cards. Putting us to 7, and now they're going to draw 3 cards. Going to 8 cards in hand. 9 cards in hand. So they're incentivized to play out some cards and tap more mana here. We can't fight through double counterspell, so hopefully they tap some mana. Looks like they're just going to discard. They discard double snap. Kind of strange. Okay, let's draw a card first off the Wellspring. And then I'm going to play out the Blood Fountain. Because if that resolves, then I can fight through double counterspell. If it doesn't resolve, then we'll try to play Mirror Retriever. We find a second Mirror Retriever anyway, so now it doesn't matter. Let's just play the Blood Fountain. Now we have the win. We just draw our deck. Pop off the Weather Storm. They have a counterspell. Doesn't matter. We have Mirror Retriever. So you have a second counterspell, my friend? Nope. Okay. GG. Now it's just execution, which is annoying, but not the worst. So we sacrifice the Mirror Retriever, and then grab the Blood Fountain back. Go black, play Blood Fountain. Black here. We'll Blood Fountain back our 2 Mirror Retrievers. Play Mirror Retriever. And then another Mirror Retriever. So now we have the ground gummed up. We're going to Ancient Stirrings, looking for another Golem Foundry. Found it. Alright, that's perfect. So now we can sacrifice, get back the Blood Fountain. Sacrifice, get back the Mirror Retriever. Play the Golem Foundry. So now we can make a lot more mana. And we're going to discard the Astronaut's Altar so that I don't have to do clicking. Sacrificing the Mirror Retriever to get back Mirror Retriever. And then we just start looping a little bit. And we have to hit the always yes on this. Don't think they can actually kill me on their turn. So I could just make a bunch of golems. We'll see. It's kind of, they seem to be doing something. Just don't know what. They are not like F6ing or anything. Mirror Retriever again. Again. Okay, now they've F6. Now it's just on me. What's interesting here is that I realized when you have the Golem Foundries in play, the number of counters on them represents the number of damage you can do. Spread out between the 3/3s, but for every counter it's 1 power on the table. So they have 19 power, or 19 health. And usually I want to like overdo it with the golems and make a bunch of stuff. So they have 3 blockers and 19 health. So we have to get 7 through, which means that we would have to have at least 10 golems for 30 power. We've already gotten to that point. I'm going to see if I can find a Weather the Storm or something. Let's keep going a little bit longer. So we're just going to loop for the sake of looping for a minute here and demonstrate this Blood Fountain loop a little bit. Go up to 30 and then start using my mana from my golems. Alright, so I will make a golem, oops, sacrifice it, make black, and the Blood Fountain. Then I can, I don't know, okay, sacrifice these, make black again, get back the, or undo, sacrifice this, getting back I guess star. Crack this for these two. Play Mirror Retriever. Put a Chromatic Star out. And then we'll sacrifice the Mirror Retriever for the Blood Fountain. Crack for black. So we're drawing cards now. Play Blood Fountain. I'm going to use the Blood token with my extra mana. Discard that. Let's just draw a card. Alright. Let's use this for green. Ancient Stirrings. See what we see. Bobble. Okay. Any order. Now we're just kind of wasting time. Mirror Retriever. Okay. And then just loop again. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to try to overdo it here. Let's make some more golems. 32. One more. Golem. Golem. A golem. So the thing that we could get interrupted by is like an Echoing Truth. So making some golems. I don't think that they can deal 7 in the air. It was probably not worth me doing all this looping. But if you were in Pauper, you could use the infinite mana to draw your deck and then find the munitions to kill them this turn. That was worth demonstrating at least, I think. Alright, can you deal with this? They would have to have double Echoing Truth, because they would have to Echoing Truth the Astronaut's Altar plus Echoing Truth all the golems. Seems very unlikely. I already discarded double Snap. Okay, they end up scooping after sitting there for a little bit. So against mono blue, I would rather have the Fanga Marauders than the Weather the Storms. I think I'm going to cut one crop rotation. We want to bring in the Scatter Shots for sure. Is that good enough? We can maybe bring in the Mystical Teachings over one altar. I don't know about that. I don't know if we're going to be having time to play the Mystical Teachings, so let's just submit it this way. Post board, we're on the draw, and we don't have lands, so we have to mulligan. This is going to be a keep, and we will just get rid of the Blood Fountain. And we'll plan on playing out the star first. Maybe just Grotto Star. See what we see on top. Another Deadly Dispute. I guess that's okay. Play out the star and pass the turn. It really depends on what they do here. Looks like they're going to Hacker. So I want to sacrifice the star so that I can put it in the graveyard and play out the Mirror Retriever. Green. Okay, just play out the Retriever. Pass the turn. They missed their second land drop, so this is big. Especially if they don't have Mutagenic in hand. So they're going to play out a Fairy Seer, which will allow me to use my Ancient Stirrings here. We're definitely blocking. Sweet, that worked out well. Power Plant. Okay. So let's go for the Ancient Stirrings. Trying to get all of our... I'm going to take the Power Plant over all the rest of the stuff, because I want to get into the position where I can Deadly Dispute into a Scatter Shot. Any order, play this. Pass a turn. What did they do? They went bottom with the Fairy Seer. Okay, they're going to get in. Let's cast the Ancient Stirrings. There's a tower. So we'll pass the turn. That way, next turn we can cast the Ichor Wellspring and still have up the Scatter Shot. So I liked Ancient Stirrings here a little bit. Finding my Tron lands slowly. Tower. Play Wellspring. Okay. Play Chromatic Sphere. Let's crack this for black. We just have to make sure we have enough mana to use the Scatter Shot if they present a Spellsetter Sprite. Counterspell. Okay. Let's Deadly Dispute the star. Find a star. Looks like we probably just want to play out the makeshift munitions here into a star, and then just start pinging their stuff. If we find a Mirror Retriever, we can just ping them away. So they have to have a Hydroblast in hand now. But they scoop to the munitions. Okay, we're on the board. We're 1 and 2. Round 4, we're versus somebody. Nell JVR. Okay, we only have one land, and I don't think we can do the rest, so we're gonna mulligan. Opponent gives me the good luck, have fun. We're gonna mulligan again, only one land. No other ways to get the lands. It seems fine as a keep. Wish we had another land here. I think once again I'm just gonna get rid of the 3-mana spells. Lay out land, bobble, pass the turn. What are you on? Bogles. Bogles. So let's play out a Mirror Retriever as a blocker. Let's see if my Bogles plan is good enough. Game 1 we have to go infinite with the golems. Okay, they play a ledge walker. Are you going to attack? No. Okay. Alright, let's Wellspring, draw a card, looking for a land. Didn't find a land, so we're going to draw a card. Did not find a land. Okay, let's pass the turn. Certainly I will block, and if we don't get a land off the top, I'll Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Opponent casts Commune with Spirits. They find a forest. Play it. And probably Rancor. No, they play another Bogle. Now they can feel free to attack, because they have another one. They're just going to attack for 3, okay. So no Mask yet. Now we're going to Deadly Dispute the Wellspring, so we're definitely looking for lands. Still did not find one. So I guess play out this Blood Fountain, pass the turn, and we'll pass again. They're going to get in for 3 again, so we'll take it again. They still don't have a Mask or anything. We have another crop rotation, so let's go ahead and Deadly Dispute the Blood Token. If we find a Tron land, we can crop. Oh, come on. Gonna pass and discard a Golem Foundry. Pass again. Our opponent's just pecking at us with their 3-1. We have done basically nothing. Okay, where's my lands and stuff? Play out a Wellspring. Try to draw a card. Find a tower. So I can play a Chromatic Star. Pass again. We might be able to Deadly Dispute into a Weather the Storm or something. Still hoping that they don't have an Ancestral. And it looks like they're just sitting on a lot of white enchantments. So they could have Ethereal Armor, which would give it +2/+2, making their next attack for 5. Power Plant, okay. So now it's on. We're going to green, crop this, grab the mine, go Golem Foundry into Golem Foundry, and then we're going to yield to that, obviously. Okay, so after having the Golem Foundries in play, now if we find the Ashnod's Altar, we have a bunch of mana. So let's go ahead and Deadly Dispute our Wellspring here, trying to draw into an Ashnod's Altar. Blood Fountain. We find 2 more lands. So I'm going to play out the Wellspring here. No, that doesn't actually get me the Ashnod's Altar this turn. Always yes that. So as long as we don't die next turn, maybe we'll be okay. If we find a Weather Storm off the top right now, we're okay. We have Makeshift Munitions, which can sacrifice the Wellspring to draw another card, so maybe that's worth playing here. Correct this for red, in case we draw a Weather the Storm, which we can cast. Did not find it, so play the Makeshift Munitions. Pass the turn. Of note, I think the Munitions counts for an Ancestral Mask. And I just realized that we don't have any colored sources, so we have to sacrifice the Mirror Retriever for Star to play Blood Fountain. But Ashnod's Altar off the top wins the game. Technically, it would just be very difficult to accomplish. Especially if they have life gain right now. And they have the life gain. They get in and put us to 3. We have 1 more shot, basically. Okay. So step 1 is to ping you and draw a card. We find a grotto so we can scry for the altar. Stern's on top. Okay. Ping you again. Sacrifice the Mirror Retriever. Getting back a Chromatic Star. So we'll play the star and sacrifice for green and try to draw into the altar again. Green. We draw a card. Draw the stirrings. Find a Mirror Retriever. In the grotto, I guess the Mirror Retriever is where we want to be. 1, 2, 3. I think just gonna play out the Blood Fountain and then see if we can discard into the Astronaut's Altar, and if we don't, then I think we lose here. Alright, we find a Stirrings, but that doesn't get there, so we have to pack it up. Alright, so post-board my plan is to try to just wipe them constantly. Bringing in the Serene Heart, Weatherstorm, Clan Shamans, getting rid of the makeshift munitions, and basically I want to just gain a bunch of life, wipe their board, and then attack eventually with the Fanged Marauders. So we can get rid of a Blood Fountain. We need to be speedy. Get rid of 1 Refractor. Submit. Okay, we're on the play. This seems okay. We have Weather the Storm, we have Bargain on the Chromatic Star. Our lands are not lining up very well, but we could potentially crop them. Fanged Marauder is our life gain, but it's pretty far away. Deadly Dispute. I think I'm going to top that, so we can go Star next turn Deadly Dispute. They are going to lead on a Commune with Spirits, which means they don't have the fastest starts. They find an Ethereal Armor. This is going to draw us back up to 7 cards in hand, so it's Deadly Dispute. We're looking for Tron lands. Didn't find it. Crop rotations are good. Serene Heart's good. Stirrings is pretty decent to find another Tron land. We want to try to maintain our... I'm going to Stirrings, looking for a Tron land. Find a tower. Okay. Play the tower and the star. Pass. We do have the Serene Heart in hand right now. We can recycle it 1 time with the Bauble. We're trying to, like, Serene Heart into cast KCS and wipe everything. Like Cartouche. Alright. Get in for 2. We still have Weatherstorm and Fanged Marauders to gain life. Find a mine. Let's Reckoner's Bargain this Chromatic Star to draw some cards. Play the mine. Play a Mirror Retriever. Pass the turn. Retriever can get back a Chromatic Star, then we can play Star into Dispute. We play a Bogle. Right now we're looking for our KCS. We're going to attack for 5. They're going to block, for sure. Getting back the Star. Okay. Star back to hand. Would be nice to have a, what's its face? Power plant. Find a mine, I believe. Play Star. Let's dispute the Star. Draw some cards. Find a Bauble. Find another Wellspring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5. Next turn we can cast the Fanged Marauder. We can also go land, scry, looking for a power plant or a KCS. So we'll bottom that. Bauble back the Dispute. No, I need to keep the Dispute for the Serene Heart. Or the Bauble for the Serene Heart. Okay, let's just pass the turn and discard a mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So next turn we can, like this turn we can Serene Heart, and then Bauble back the Serene Heart on our next turn after playing the Fanged Marauder. Serene Heart. So now they have no colored sources, or they just have green. They get in for 2. Yep. And plays a land. We find the power plant now, so we have other colored sources. We can go green, play the Fanged Marauder. So then this is going to get us 5 life, getting back the Serene Heart. We'll yield to that. And then play out a Wellspring. We could also Weather the Storm here. I don't think it's worth it right now. I'm just going to F6. They say GG. Okay. So it was an effective plan that time. Let's try it again. Submit. I think this hand is close enough that I'm going to keep it on the draw. We have the Serene Heart in hand, so we just need 1 colored source so we can Deadly Dispute the Wellspring, cast Weatherstorms, cast Serene Heart. It's a little sketchy though with the double tower. Our opponent does not have a turn 1 Bogle once more, so that's good for me. Got the crop rotation. We have, what did I say? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 colored sources, plus 2 black sources, so 14. And they whiff on a Bogle this turn again. They cast Commune with Spirits, put a forest in their hand, play the forest. Now they have the Bogle? Yes. Darn. We find a Refractor. Okay, I'm definitely going to play that out. If we find a Tron land, we can then go Tron into Weather the Storm off the crop rotation. They have an Ancestral Mask. Scary. Alright, maybe we're going to be dead before we can actually accomplish anything. That's 3 power. They smack us. Alright, we have to cast Wellspring hoping to draw land. We do not draw land. Discard the Blood Fountain. Okay, we have to have land off the top or we're dead, I think. We drew a lot of cards and did not find a third land. 13-13. Come on. Okay, star. Crack it for green. Man, unfortunate. Wow. Okay, concede the game. Draw some cards. Wow. Unreal. Alright. Let's go to match 5. That was very unlikely. Someone do the calculations on how unlikely that was. I'll see you in match 5. Okay, we're in round 5 versus another terrible matchup with Walls. Mulligan. What is going on? Okay, keep. We're going to put back the Weather Storm because it doesn't matter. Man, this is unfortunate. What a league. Okay. Turn 1, Caretaker. Star go. Play Jesper Sentinel into a Winding Way, finding Winding Way, Axebane, Overrun, Battlement, Forest. So, crack for green. We have crop rotation. Need Ancient Stirrings. Trying to find a land. Wow. Unreal. Okay, let's get the... So how do we get faster? I guess we have to take the altar. Play land, pass the turn. They play their Axebane Guardian. We're going to play out a Wellspring, hoping to draw a card. To a land. Find the Grotto. Mine on top. Do we want another land? I think no. Maybe. Alright, I'll just top it. Pass the turn. Pass again. They have an Overgrown Battlement. Let's see if they combo off this turn. Nope. Lead the Stampede finds Shield Wall, Sentinel, Tinderwall. So they can combo off next turn, because they can Shield Wall Sentinel for the Drift of Phantasms, and then win. So they lead the Stampede again. Alright, I have to go ahead and go over here. This. Winding Way, Axebane, Overgrown. Played this. Crop for Tron. Play Refractor. So we're going to Sphere. Black. Bargain this. We find a Mirror Retriever. Play another Wellspring. Alright, I don't think we're going to win this one. Plays Caretaker. Valakut Invoker. So they... Yeah, now they can just Shield Wall for... Oh, they had the Transmuter anyway, so we just do Scoop-a-doop. Okay, we're bringing in all of our removal spells. Maybe the Teachings. We're going to cut all of these. And then we need to cut some more cards. So the Blood Fountain, I guess. We might not need the Bauble. Yeah, we don't need the Bauble. Let's put the Blood Fountain back. Get rid of the Teachings. Get rid of one slow card. So I guess the Wellspring's the slowest card. Maybe not. Maybe the Golem Foundry here. So we can just use the Wellspring for the Karks. Womp womp. 61 card special. Oh, we're getting some lagging going on here. Okay, this is probably one of our best possible hands. We'll keep it. Grotto, pass a turn. Yeah, we'll keep that Wellspring. Get some artifacts into the battlefield for our Kark. They have turn 1 Cerulean Caretaker yet again. You play out a Wellspring. Play out another Wellspring. Play a Sphere. So that gives us 3 artifacts to sacrifice with our Parkland Shaman. They cast a Winding Way. Okay. Reaping. Lead the Stampede. Let's Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. We're still maintaining our artifact count. Find a mine. Now we can crop for Tron. Green. Crop this for power plant. I think I'm playing out the Golem Founder here. So they play a Crimson Acolyte, untap their creature, giving their things. They can give their things protection. Let's play Chromatic Sphere. They can only give one thing protection right now. 1, 2, 3. Let's crack this for black. Play Blood Fountain. Let's put a Reckoner's Bargain here. Another Wellspring. Play out the Wellspring. See what we draw. A Deadly Dispute. Okay. Let's Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Scattershot's nice. 4. So they can give their creature protection. Let's just try to kill this and this, because they have to save their Cerulean Caretaker. Otherwise they can't use their protection spell. And then they have to pick up a land and get rid of the Quirion. Alright. We'll discard a power plant. Once again, they only have one white source. I guess once they play the Leaf Color, they'll have a lot more white sources. Never mind. Bummer. There's a Leaf Color. Play a Axebane Guardian. Okay, so now we have to go for the Krark-Clan Shaman on 4, I think. Land. Play Mirror Retriever. Okay. Crack for black. Play this Ashnod's Altar. Play Blood Fountain. Sack the Retriever, get back. I think I want to get back the Wellspring. Play the Wellspring. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 that I can sacrifice. Let's just go ahead and play the red. Krark-Clan Shaman. This is going to deal make some things kind of painful for them. We're going to draw a card. That was a mistake, I think. Okay. Your turn. They lead the Stampede, so they got a bunch of good stuff. We have another Golem Foundry. So if we hit a Mirror Retriever now, we can win. They're just going to scoop it up. Okay. I wish we had another way to take out the creature, but I don't. So, whatever. Submit. Ugh. Okay, so we have the combo. We have a bunch of card draw and crop rotation. We're just relying on drawing a land off the top. I'm going to keep it and risk that play. They have a Caretaker to start the game. They've had a Caretaker every single time. Another Caretaker into Overgrown. Do we draw a land? We do. Play Mirror Retriever, pass the turn. Next turn we can Deadly Dispute the Mirror Retriever and then crop into Tron. We may just be too slow. Winding Way from the opponent finds Forest, Invoker, Tinderwall, Guardian. Play Axebane Guardian out, so they have Tinderwall and... Okay, so they have just Valakut Invoker in hand. Go black. Deadly Dispute this Mirror Retriever. What's happening? Oh, we're just waiting on them to okay it. Find Tron. So now we can play the Golem Foundry. Pass the turn. We're set up for a win next turn if we can find the Mirror Retriever. And our opponent has 2 cards in hand and obviously has the infinite mana, and we lose. Okay. Unfortunate. So if we go back to the list, it was okay. Where were we? It was okay. I ended up I was testing some other stuff, tooling around, but I think we had some bad matchups. We faced what? Ponza, Walls, got a little bit of hosed in Game 3 versus Bogles, got a little hosed in Game 3 here. We did beat Mono Blue. What a rough league. I hope you enjoyed the testing, and we'll see you in the next video.